Hey guys, this is Joe Tech from JoeteckTips. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and today we're going to be going over all the components on the inside of this new white build that I just finished about 3 weeks ago. So I decided to go over everything that's in here, and if you're interested in purchasing what this is, I'll have all the links below to purchase everything that's in here. Now, not everything is visible, and we'll go over everything because this machine is a little extreme to a point, because most people just get one single drive, and this has multiple drives, okay? Multiple. So you just can't see them because they're all NVMe drives, most of them, and 2 of them are SATA, and they're on the other side. So this case is the Leon Lee. Oh, where's the badge? Right there. Okay? Der. It is the Evo case. Okay? So this is the larger one. I have the standard 011 dynamic there. I'll show you a quick picture of that. This is slightly larger, slightly wider, giving you more depth for if you don't use a water cooler, which is here. Now you can use any water cooler you like. However, if you like the way this looks, I'll have the Enermax LiquidMax 3 360 cooler in the description below to purchase. I also have all the cabling, the white cabling for the GPU, the white cabling for the ATX power, and the white cabling for the CPU power. So these are all extension cables, about 18 inches long. So all of the mess, if you want to call it a mess, you can, zip tie and make it look pretty. All that mess is on the other side of the case. So this looks clean and beautiful viewing, as you could see. Okay, so I have in this kit that you see in this PC, there are many white fans. There's 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. So these are doing a sucking in, so we're pushing air into the case and going against the GPU. This happens to be the ASRock Tachi RX 7900 XTX. Right, so this is a 3-slot video card. Right, takes 3 8-pin power connectors from the power supply, which, by the way, are all individually powered to it. They're not a pigtail, each one. I'm using a Seasonic 750 watt platinum power supply for this build. The memory chips that are on here, there is DDR5, and they are DDR5 4800 megahertz. It's 4076, and that's without XMP. If you decide to do XMP, it'll be cache latency of 30. I think it's 3096 or something like that. But that's at 5600 megahertz. But believe it or not, I don't like running XMP because it's essentially overclocking your RAM. So I have no problem with cache latency of 40 with DDR5. It is fast as snot. So there are multiple fans here. So I have 3 here, 3 on the top. It comes with 3 on the cooler, on the CPU cooler. But I also added a pull, so there are 3 more on the underside. So there's a total of 6 fans for the CPU cooler. All right. So but I didn't use Enermax fans. I used fans for it's the do it yourself, easy do it. I can't even say it. Easy DIY, do it yourself, DIY kit, and that'll all be in the link in the description below. This kit is amazing. So the memory, I'll have a link. The CPU cooler, it's a 13700K. The boot drive is a Sabrent PCI Express 4.0 1 terabyte drive. Then I have 2 crucial P3 Pluses in RAID 0, and they're 2 terabytes apiece, so that's making it a 4 terabyte drive. And then on the underside, on this side, which I'll show a different picture of, is 2 SATA drives. They're actually SP, these drives here. They're 2 terabytes apiece as well, and they are in RAID 0 as well. So what I did was, solid state drives, really, I haven't had any solid state drive fail on me ever. And I have drives that are still in service that are over 12 years old. Matter of fact, I think I pulled one just for this video because you'd fall over. All right, so this is a ADATA 60 gig drive. This is back in the day when SSDs were still functioning. It was just coming out. This is an S510. This still works perfectly fine. And this one was actually in a RAID 1 array, and it still works. I just pulled it just for this particular video to prove. And 60 gig was, I think, the largest you can get. It's not 64 gig, it's 60. So it's a funky size. So 500 series, just so you're aware. So I'm a big fan of RAID, either RAID 1, RAID 5, RAID 0. In this instance, this is a gaming rig. It's a video editing and gaming rig. If I lose the data, I don't care. But I have not seen a solid state drive fail under my watch ever. And I've set up servers, workstations, all using solid state drives. And I have servers now I built in 2016, are still working 100% strong, and they're running solid state drives in RAID 1. So I have no problem doing RAID 0 in a system such as this because I don't foresee it failing, and you get better performance. So I get about 10 gigs a second continuous on the read and about 10 gigs a second write on the M.2 drives. And the SATA drives, I'm doing about 1,000 megs, 1 gig a second on the SATAs. Now remember, SATAs are not bidirectional; they're not full duplex, but the SATAs only have games. The SATA drives are only for games. The M.2 drives are for video editing, and the boot drive is obviously the boot drive. That's the operating system and the programs that you install. So that's how I have it set up. Again, I'm using the Asus Prime Z790p Wi-Fi motherboard. The keyboard I am using is the Corsair K70 RGB Pro. Okay, this is, I'll have a link in the description below to purchase this as well. Great keyboard, it's right here. Love it. And I'm using the G502 Hero Logitech. I'm a big fan of the Logitech mice. I have 3 of them. So I have one here, I got another one there, and I got another one upstairs. And this is my first all-white build. And it wasn't too ridiculous. I mean, granted, after you start doing things, you're like, oh, what else can I do? What else can I do? Well, also, on the external of this, Type-C, I'm running to the back of the monitor, which this monitor actually has a USB connection on it. And then in the back of that, I have 2 solid state 1 terabyte drives Type-C, and they're connected with USB like this to the back of the monitor, to the USB hub that's built into the monitor, and I have another additional 2 terabytes there. So I have 11 terabytes of storage on this machine, and because of those extra 1 terabyte drives there. So that's just like an extra, like I use one of them for my cache when I use DaVinci Resolve. So like I said, I've tried to make this machine as powerful as possible so it doesn't rely on a single disk for reading and writing. So I have it spread around all over the place so it eases the performance and makes it faster, believe it or not. That's just my mentality. So I'll have a link in the description below for all the hardware that you see here. Results may vary, and there's the beauty. Now, with the do-it-yourself, the easy do-it-yourself fan kit, it does come with a hub. So this is the hub that comes with the easy kit. All right. And I love it. And it comes with a remote control. All right, so you can change it. But what I do is I set this up for motherboard. So I'll power this bad boy up now. And this is how it starts out. Rainbow. And then once it goes into Windows, it uses the Asus crate. And then it uses that. So I am running Windows 11. Because it is a 13700K. Now this will change. As it go blank, it'll be off. Then it'll come on as green. Now I have it set up for in the BIOS or in the software to monitor my CPU temperature based off of and display it in the LEDs of the case. So when the computer or the CPU gets hot, the fans change color. Now the Enermax block is also accessible, and I have that connected to the motherboard. So then the block as well, the water block, is changes color at the same time. Now I could turn off the motherboard control and hit the remote here and turn it off, and then I can. But this, the cooler and the block will stay with the motherboard, and then I can change the color to this of anything I want. Okay, makes sense? I can increase the fan speed, lower the fan speed, so it's quiet. So I believe I actually have it cranking. I was playing Starfield yesterday, so I like to crank all my fans up so it's nice and cool, because the game is extremely demanding. And this will get very quiet. So let me just slow it down here. So if you're not doing anything CPU intensive, this is a very quiet machine. So we can make it pretty much any color we want. Light blue, purple, pretty much we can make it white, which is kind of nice. But we can also control it with the software. And I can go into the software and I can actually make this so that's green, and then I can have it a static color, and there's white. Or I can have it alternating. It's you can do anything you want, but it's all software based. I mean, I don't mind having, shutting this off and making it a different color. So now the CPU and cooler, that is all one color. Increase the brightness. Make that orange, make that white. Rainbow. And that stays white. So you can do a multitude of things. You have different modes automatically built into the hub. But yeah, it's pretty. Or you can just shut it all off if you want. You shut that off and leave that on. I mean, there's so many things that you could do with this. I like you leaving it on the motherboard. I like everything on at the same time. That's just me. So let's shut off the light so you can actually see what it looks like. It's a really nice build. It's so fast. It's ridiculous. So again, let's go over the hardware. 13700K, 64 gigs of 4800 megahertz DDR5 RAM. Cable kit, white cable kit. Do-it-yourself kit, ASRock Tachi 7900 XTX. Asus Prime Z790p Wi-Fi. Enermax Lickmax 360 cooler. It's a beautiful build. And can't forget the Leon Lee 011 Evo chassis. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And purchase this. I want to have a giveaway. We're about to hit 20,000 subscribers. 20,000. That's incredible. It's a milestone for me. I'm very excited. The more you guys purchase on the links below, the more chances of a nice, good, incredible giveaway prize will be available. I like to do a bunch of little ones too. I don't care. As long as I can some help and support you guys, which is the whole point of this, is to help you guys and be educated. And I'm not like any other YouTuber. You know what I mean? I'm professional, but not, if that makes sense. Anyway, guys, take care, and we'll see you next time.